He's a one-man army. We don't need more than Michael Irvin on days where we have Michael Irvin here on 95.7 The Game. And it's the rare night where instead of reviewing what the 49ers did, we get to preview what the Niners are about to do because they're wrapping up Week 11 in Mexico City against the Arizona Cardinals on Monday Night Football. Michael, as always, thank you so much for joining us. We obviously want to start with the Niners, but I'm just going to jump right in and say, woo, Cowboys. How about them Cowboys, man? They look fantastic.
Man, they looked great yesterday. You know, I've been playing with it all day on TV, but it really was as close to a perfect game that I've ever seen a team play. I mean, they were great in the run game, great in the passing game. Dak got to his fifth read and threw that ball to football to Pollard, and he scored a touchdown on it. Those things never commingle. Where you get to your fifth read and you're able to throw it, really that outlet pass. That's all it is, outlet pass, but he goes all the way up the sideline and get a score out of it. It really was as close to a perfect game as you can play. But now you also must after playing a game like that, say, why am I not playing like that every week? If I could do that once, why can't I do that every week? So it's a great accomplishment, but also it's self-indicting.
You know, I think that's a great way to look at it. And that self-indictment is something that I want to talk about because I think there is a similarity. There are several similarities between the Cowboys and the 49ers. And we'll start with, you know, both teams have exemplary defenses. We see that, we know that, and those defenses usually show up each and every week. The X factor is the starting quarterback. When Dak plays great, oh my God, the Cowboys look like a great football team. And conversely, when Jimmy Garoppolo plays really well, or dare I even suggest a great football game, the 49ers look like absolute world beaters. And I think that when you got defense that shows up every week and a quarterback who on weeks where he does show up, you look almost unstoppable, that's the same boat that both these teams are kind of in right now.
And you just say, why can't we do this every damn week? What is it? You know, and you want to put it on something easy, like why you got to get mad to play like that? Why'd you let Green Bay get even in your game like that? All of those things, you know, you go back and forth and asking about, but it blows my mind that you can even come up to that level. It really does. It blows my mind. Now, another thing that you guys mentioned that's bothering me here now, about all of these Warriors, all of the Golden State Warriors players resting. You do know now, I've been on a hunt all day today. Now, my sister-in-law, Wendy, who takes care of everybody at my house, you know, my mom and all the people, and I got quite a few people that were Alzheimer's that I take care of, and she has to take care of, and it's the hardest job in the world. I mean, every day you got to be there for all of these people, a number of people with Alzheimer's that you're taking care of them, and I won't put them in a home because, you know, they deserve to be around family, and I pay for nurses to come in, but Wendy's there taking care of everything. And all she wants to do is go see the Warriors when they come play the Mavericks. I've been calling for tickets all day. And those tickets, you know, and I got to get her the best tickets I can get her. She's earned that. She works so hard while I'm out there on the road working, taking care of all my girls and everything. So those tickets, when I was calling around earlier today, those tickets, the price wasn't sounding like nobody was resting. Right? They were saying, I can get you down on the floor. It's going to cost this much. I can get you. That didn't sound like nobody is resting. So now you telling me they're resting players. Why are they asking me for them kinds of numbers for those Warrior seats when they come to Dallas next Tuesday?
Well, here's the thing. Because they're resting, Michael, they're probably playing next Tuesday. So rest tonight probably buys you a full complement of Golden State Warriors at full ticket purchase price when they do get to Dallas next Tuesday.
Okay, no. This is scalping purchase price. But I'll pay it as long as she gets to see the real Warriors, the real Golden State Warriors. I'll pay it, man. But, yeah, I didn't mean to digress from what we were talking about. But I know I've been hearing those.
No, see, these are real world issues.
Right.
This is what people care about.
I'll be like, wait a minute, I got to get this fixed for Wendy. She don't ever leave. She don't ever go anywhere. She just takes care of the things she has to take care of. He deserves it. I was getting ready to try to get us calling the steps, man. Listen, I need y'all to play next Tuesday in Dallas. I don't care what you do. I just need you on the field, on the court playing. So I'm glad to hear maybe they play next week.
What are they asking, by the way?
Oh man, it start. She'll go with friends. So you can start at probably about $2,000 a ticket. $2,000 a ticket to get a pretty good seat close down. You know what I mean? But yeah, and that's why I'm not giving up $4,000-$5,000. Now I will for her, but not if I ain't gonna get me no stuff.
Right? No, you're not going to drop $4,000 to watch Jordan Poole and Jonathan Kuminga. We understand.
Right. Let's stop playing with it. But I will for her. I just hope that she gets what she wants and what she deserves. She deserves the best.
You were talking about the Cowboys before you started trying to hit us up for tickets. And the question I have after what you saw yesterday there and what you saw out of Philadelphia struggling with Indianapolis and the Giants losing outright to the Lions, does this feel to you like the Cowboys might actually now be the best team in the conference?
Well, the team that played Sunday, well, I was boy, that's one of the best teams conference. And you know what, guys? I'm glad because it's perfect I'm talking to you guys because that's the first team I measured on. That's the first team I measured on. I was like, what can they do with San Francisco? You know what I mean? Because everybody else is talking all this other noise. I keep coming back to, listen, what could they do with San Francisco? That's the physicalness in which we were trying to obtain that we got shown last year that y'all ain't physical enough. That they came down. And I remember having Michael Parsons on my podcast, on the Mike Gordon podcast, and he said to me, he said, man, I was sore for 2 weeks after the season ended last week. That's how physical that game was he played in San Francisco. So even when I hear people now always talking about, man, why don't y'all start Pollard? I said, stop. Physical beats all of that explosive and all of that stuff. Every time you want to start with physical, and they have to start with physical to match what San Fran does. That's just the bottom line.
Well, what the 49ers do tonight in Mexico City and who they do it against, that's still a little bit up in the air. I've got all my screens are focused on pregame to see whether or not the 49ers are going to be playing Kyler Murray or Colt McCoy. DeAndre Hopkins is also questionable tonight. We know the 49ers because we talk about them all the time. You probably watch and know more about the Arizona Cardinals than either we do. So let me just ask you, are there problems stemming from their quarterback in Kyler Murray and what he hasn't done, or their head coach in Cliff Kingsbury and what he's not doing?
I really do believe that the problem comes from no harmony, no consistency. What you just said is a microcosm of their whole season. Who the hell is playing this week? Can we ever get these people playing together for an extended period of time? DeAndre Hopkins wasn't there the first 6 weeks. Then he comes back, and now Kyler Murray's gone. It's in and out, and who's playing and who's not playing. I would love to see them get some consistency on players being on the field and players getting some play together. I think that could be a pretty good football team if they ever did that.
Let me ask you one more question about tonight, because I've been calling for Deebo Samuel to really make his presence felt in a football game. And we have not seen much of him lately. He had a 51-yard run against Seattle. He had a career highlight 57-yard catch and touchdown run against the Rams. Other than that, he's been hard.
That was a beast run, though.
It was incredible.
Right, it was a run, but that was a beast run. Go ahead, I'm just saying.
Hey, but he hasn't caught 8 balls in a single game yet this year. He hasn't rushed for more than 27 yards since week 3 in Denver. We know how good he is. You've confirmed to me how good he is. How is the league so good at slowing him down? Is he getting double covered everywhere he goes, Michael? Is he looking at one-on-one matchups? He's just not winning. Why isn't Deebo Samuel the focus of this offense?
Yeah, and why, as you said, he's just not getting as many targets as you see other top receivers in this league get. There's no question. You have to walk by, and we were talking about this earlier. There's no question. How many opportunities Tyreek Hill's going to get? Tyreek Hill's going to get his opportunities. You saw as Tua's number one. You saw there is no doubt and no question about how many opportunities Travis Kelce's going to get. That's Patrick Mahomes, number one. Deebo Samuel should be getting more opportunities. Now, I have to sit back and play and say, okay, is that something towards Deebo Samuel, or is that something towards Jimmy Garoppolo, that he's not getting those opportunities and not getting as many opportunities? And when you talk about the way he ran, that we talk about that play he made in the ring, why wouldn't you? Why would you not put that ball in his hands more? So that's confusing, I think, all the way around.
As you look at it, though, how much early on did it seem to you that other teams were making a particularly strident effort at trying to take him away and making the 49ers beat them with their other guys? And now that they have Christian McCaffrey, how quickly do you think it will take defensive coordinators to sort of shift their focus and maybe give Samuel a little more running room?
First of all, that's well, you asked when it first started. When everybody started making all of these demands and that kind of money, the teams know you can't put that kind of resource into a player and not try to squeeze all juice out of that orange. You know, so when you put that kind of resource, you become that kind of a focus, and that's what he's become, that kind of a focus over there. But it's still, Cal is a creative mind. There's no way that you cannot come up with ways to get him more involved and give him more opportunities to make plays. You just got to do that.
Michael Irvin here on 95.7 The Game. So week 11 wasn't the greatest week of football, but some very interesting things indeed did happen. The Vikings going from a quiet 8-1 to the loudest loss of the entire NFL season, 37 points. It was striking. How devastating do you think that ripples through the Vikings locker room? Because that's not just losing, that's getting pantsed at home. And it's like, if you told me that the Vikings lose their next 3 games, I'd believe you.
Yeah, but I don't believe that will be the case. You know, now I said this. You come off of winning a game like they won with Buffalo and all of that, man. That's such an emotional win, all of that on the road, everything. Then you turn back around and you got to come back and you play Cowboys in the middle. You got a Thursday night game coming up here in the next few days. You know, I maybe, and I don't know how the Cowboys took a low or was that unforgotten team between those two. But it was total domination. But I don't take that as believing that that's not a good football team. We've seen too much good football. And I was trying to stop people from even fixing their mouth to say that stuff when you think about it. This team was 8-1. You know, 8-1. Don't come in here saying, well, I guess this team not as good as we thought. That you can say that when you've gone through 3 teams, 3 games in 3 weeks, but not after 9 weeks. So that was the difference. So, they're still a good football team, but they got some things to work on. You know, that they you can tell they need some more assets. I think they need another receiver that they couldn't pick up at the break because nobody was talking about. Adam Thielen just seems to be pretty much done. Just not quite the receiver or the threat or the talent that he used to be right now. So I think they're seeing some of that now. But I think the tight end will help out a lot as he continues to grow in that offense.
I want to wrap up with the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs are basically hiding in plain sight. I mean, we talk about, who do you think the best team in football is? The correct answer remains the Kansas City Chiefs. They're 8-2 with 4 road wins, and they've got the easiest remaining strength of schedule the rest of the way. Like, that right there sounds pretty scary to me. And let me just say this too, Michael. Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert, that's the best quarter matchup in the league for years to come. Is it not? I mean, good God, those guys got so much talent.
That's just a great matchup last night. It really is now. But I want to go back and push back a little bit on what you're saying about Kansas City. Let me tell you guys something. I want to ask you guys this, too, because we talked about it, and I thought it was, wow, what a great question. It was difficult. What question was, we asked today, which is more impressive? Patrick Mahomes with the Kansas City Chiefs and what he's doing there, or what Tyreek Hill has done now in Miami. And I thought, wow, both of those are so incredible because Patrick Mahomes continue to win, even though everybody said, well, he lost his number one receiver. No, he lost a number one receiver. He never lost his number one receiver. He lost a number one receiver that he was playing as his number 2. Travis Kelce always been his number 1. And he had the best number 2 receiver that anybody ever thought of in Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill went to Miami and turned them into one of the top teams in the AFC. Turned Tua into one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. And turned Mike McDaniel, first-year coach, into a top coach in the NFL. I said, boy, that's incredible what he has done from the wide receiver position. Patrick Mahomes is incredible, too. But I said what Tyreek Hill has done is even more incredible to change around that whole franchise just by that one acquisition. That just blows my mind.
No, it is amazing. I mean, you can think about how, to stay in one place and do it in one place is really amazing. To just show up somewhere else, brand new system, brand new everything, and elevate an entire organization. Right. It's amazing. It really is.
It's amazing. It's what every organization looks for every off season as they're going through free agency or draft. Every one of them are looking for that, and very rarely, if never, finds it.
Well, let me just say it was great to talk to you ahead of the 49ers and Cardinals. Here on Monday Night Football, we have the news now that DeAndre Hopkins is playing tonight, but it's going to be Colt McCoy. Kyler is officially inactive tonight. So kind of interesting to say the least. Michael, thank you as always. You're always interesting. Good luck on those Warriors tickets indeed. And from our entire family to your entire family, have a very, very happy Thanksgiving.
And thank you guys, man. I appreciate you guys making me a part of your family, man, letting me come in and be in and chat with you every week. And everybody out there under the voice, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time with your family. I talk about what Wendy does for me and my family and my babies I take care of. I love them so much. Spend the time that you have with them because you never know how much time you have with them. So squeeze it all. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving. Michael Irvin. Just a tour de force performance as always here on 95.7 The Game. God, I love him.